Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl, Tykeesh Lemons, and I'm here with another episode of A Voice and an Influence. And I am so excited today because I said that I was going to post a video this week, and I am sticking to my word. So I'm so excited about that. So you know what, influencers? I want you all to clap it up for me. Clap it up. Clap it up. Yes, clap it up. And that is something that I want to do on a daily basis. Like, you guys comment in the comment section and talk about some things that you were able to be consistent with this week. Because too many times we don't celebrate our small wins. And this is a win for me. So I want us to clap it up. Clap it up. And we're going to clap it up for you too. So make sure you comment in the comment section so that we can hear about the thing that you was consistent with this week. And also, if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Hit that like button because we want to be sure that we are giving that encouragement to me and then also to you. So what I mean by that is that when someone else is doing something that you want to do, we have to pay it forward. So make sure you subscribe and hit that like button so that you will reap the same benefit when you decide to step out there. Because what you give is what you will get. So go ahead and subscribe and hit that like button. And welcome back to all of my subscribers that has already subscribed. I am so thankful that you are still tuning in with me today. So if you can see in the back, this is 13-year-old Tykeesh. Yes, 13-year-old Tykeesh. And this is a billboard that was actually in my hometown, Oakland, California. Give it up for the Bay. Give it up for the Bay. Your girl is from the Bay, okay? And this is when I was in the 8th grade, graduating on my way to high school. And I was in a photography class, and we had the opportunity to get our picture on a billboard and also to come up with a quote that was significant for us. And for me, that quote was, "Being me and loving who I am." Youth voices. Yes, being me and loving who I am. Now, at this time in my life, I was being me and I was loving who I am. And with being me, I have a great personality. I love to help people. I'm an encourager. I'm not fearful to try new things. I'm open. But as I transitioned on to high school, I forgot about this quote, being me and loving who I am. And as you can see in the title of this video is why change is hard. Why it's hard for you to change. And 2 reasons. And I go back and I like to think about this picture because when I went to high school, I knew who I was. I knew who I was. But somehow I got lost. I got lost in the influence. And that's why this is a voice in the influence, because I got lost in the influence. And I want to give back by helping you get out of that loss. If you're lost, if you're stuck, I want to show you and tell you 2 reasons why you could be stuck. So as I went on to high school, right? I was in the 9th grade. I was cute. I dressed cute and I was focused, honey. When I say focused, I was focused. I was focused on my work. I was getting A's, but I was different from the other people because I went to school in a neighborhood, in an environment that was surrounded by drugs and violence. And for me, even though I grew up in one of those neighborhoods, I was really secluded. My mom sheltered me, so I didn't see all of the violence and the drugs on a day-to-day basis, but my classmates did. So when I was in the classroom, I was being talked about. I was even being picked on. But the thing about it was, deep down inside, I was fearless. So that fearless started to come out, but it came out in a way where I was protecting myself, and I got lost in that. And let me tell you how I got lost in that. Because everything that I did from that point was because someone was picking on me. It wasn't coming from that authentic place anymore. I was doing it because I was being picked on. So at that point, I was a victim. And the thing about being a victim is you cannot be victorious and be a victim at the same time. It's not going to happen. And The reason why that's not going to happen is because God made you unique. You are wonderfully made. He said even the hairs on your hair are counted. Not these hairs. Not these hairs, y'all. This is a unit, not these hairs. But yes, God said even the hairs on your head are counted. So that means that you are unique. But what happens when you become a victim is you give your power away to someone else. And once you give your power away, you can operate from that place of authenticity. You can operate from that place that God gave you to be humble and to be confident. So I found myself protecting myself all the time, defending myself. Like, check it out. You ain't gonna come for me, because if you try to come for me, then you're gonna get these hands. And so I was fighting all the time. I was leaving class, doing so many different things that was outside of my character. But my excuse was that's what I was surrounded by, and I was being provoked to do it. And I didn't have the tools to understand that even though I was being provoked, I still had the choice to choose how I wanted to respond. So, going to reason number one, you cannot be a victim. You cannot be a victor, victorious, and be a victim at the same time. You can't be a victim and you can't be victorious. So you have to choose. So if everything that you do is coming from a place of trying to defend yourself and trying to prove that you are not what they think you are, or trying to prove that you're not going to allow somebody to do you some type of way, or trying to prove that, oh, I got it, I'm all that. If that's what you're trying to do, that's why change is hard for you, because you're focusing from a place that is not authentic. You have to get to the root of that problem and figure out why you are doing what you're doing. And see, for me, I was doing what I was doing because I was comparing myself to other people. Everybody that I was surrounded by didn't allow people to talk to them in a certain type of manner. If the person did talk to them in that type of manner, like disrespectful, they would wild out on them, right? And so, because for me, I really didn't care what someone had to say, to be honest. Like, deep down inside, being me and loving who I am, I understand now that people are going to judge you no matter what you do. But how you respond shows what type of person you truly are. And so, going back to that little girl that was in high school in the 9th grade that was being picked on, she didn't understand that she could still be herself and be loved. She didn't understand that she didn't have to prove herself to other people to be liked. Just because all of the other girls were talking about her because of how she looked didn't mean that she had to defend that. What she needed to do was to stand firm in who she was, and to understand that God will make a way and that he will make your enemies your footstool. So you need to stand firm in who you are, regardless to how it's looking, regardless to what people say and what people think. You need to stand firm in who you are, which brings me to reason number 2. You're afraid of the outcome. That's probably why it's hard for you to change. You won't change because you're worried about other people and you're afraid of the outcome. How is it going to look? How am I going to be perceived? See, that's what happened with her. I couldn't stay confident in who I was and being me and loving who I am because I was worried about being me. It's causing me to get picked on. Being me is causing me not to be liked. But did you ever think that God separated you, that you're not going to be liked? How many people do you know that ever did anything in this world that wasn't talked about, that wasn't ridiculed? Dr. Martin Luther King talked about, ridiculed. We're still talking about him to this day. Tupac Shakur talked about, ridiculed. We're still talking about him to this day. So we can't get caught up in what everybody else has to say. And we can't get caught up in how we're going to be perceived. We can't get caught up in how the outcome is going to turn out. What we have to do is take the vision that God has for us and create the plan and focus on the plan. But if we're worried about how we're going to be perceived, then I can guarantee you that your predominant thoughts are not surrounded by what you truly want. Then you're more thinking about what you don't want. And that's why you're afraid of the outcome. So, to sum all of this up, we have to get back to being ourselves and loving who we are in order to change. Be yourself and love who you are. And from that point, you can then accept criticism. Because sometimes as you become secure in who you are, there is going to come a time when you're going to be criticized. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes, like in my profession, I'm criticized by my work. As a social worker, and as a practicing social worker, I have a supervisor who I have to go to and talk to about my sessions with my clients. And many times they ask me, why did you choose this intervention? Why did you choose to respond this way? And I have to be comfortable enough in myself to explain why I made that choice. But if I'm not loving who I am and not comfortable within myself, then I'm going to look at that person's critique as them trying to attack me. I'm going to become defensive, and then I'm going to miss out on the message. I'm not going to be able to change. And being able to change is understanding someone else's perception about something and being able to look at it and say, I can see why they said that. Maybe I should do it this way. But the thing of the matter is, you are not going to change if you're a victim, because you can't hear clearly. Everything that you hear is surrounded by what someone else is doing. So, number one reason is that you cannot be victorious and be a victim at the same time. Number two, you cannot worry about the outcome. Sometimes, like right now, for me, I don't have it all put together. My YouTube channel is not all glitz and glam, but I can't allow that to stop me from getting started. I cannot allow that to stop me from getting started, because I am a voice and I am an influence, regardless how I choose to use that voice and to use that influence. And that's what I want you guys to take away from this. You are a voice and you are an influence. And if you're choosing to be a victim, then your voice and your influence is not helping. It is more so discouraging. And if you ask yourself deep down inside, is that what you want to give to this world? And if the answer is no, then let's start by loving ourselves and learn how to love yourself. And if you don't know, I want you to look back at one of the videos that I posted previously, 5 steps to living authentically. And it talks about the mirror challenge. Do the mirror challenge, and that will help you learn what's really going on in the inside of you. Once again, it's your girl, Tykeisha Lemons, and thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel. Remember, you are a voice and you are influence, and how you choose to use that voice and use that influence is solely up to you. I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.